This video on building resilience to climate change. My name is Tom Chase, and I'm a senior project manager with New Ecology. This video is recorded as part of the Stanford Resilience Assessment Pilot Project, funded by the Connecticut Institute for Resilience and Climate Adaptation in a grant to the City of Stanford and the Stanford 2030 District. Big thanks to our partners, the City of Stanford and the Stanford 2030 District, for helping to make this work possible. This is the fourth of 5 videos, and the topic for this video is Planning for Resilience in New Construction. New Ecology is a community-based sustainable development organization with the goals of bringing the benefits of sustainable development to underserved populations. More and more in our work, we've recognized that in addition to mitigating climate change, we also need to adapt and prepare for the worst impacts of climate change as they come. We saw in our last video our approach to assessing resilience in existing buildings. This video, we're looking at our approach to planning for resilience in new construction. With existing buildings, the goal is to mitigate the impacts of hazards. With new constructions, the goal is to avoid hazards altogether. This is a photo of a building that was impacted during Hurricane Sandy on Long Island. This is the Moxie Rigby development in Freeport, New York. This development was flooded for several days, and in its sub-basement and basement, all of its mechanical and electrical equipment was knocked out, and residents were left without heat, water, or sewage for over 30 days. The star shows the location of the building relative to the FEMA 1% annual flood zone, or the 100-year flood zone. As you can see, the existing building just to the right of the star and the location for the replacement building are both within the flood zone. So the replacement building that's being constructed currently needed to plan for that flood elevation. This is a slightly different map showing future sea level rise risk. So in addition to the coastal flooding currently predicted by FEMA, as sea level rises, nuisance flooding and repeat flooding will happen more and more. So there are 2 reasons to plan for flooding at the site. Here's an overview of the new development that will be replacing the old Moxie Rigby. This new Moxie Rigby has been designed with multiple resilience considerations in mind. The first is the elevation of the site. The base flood elevation, or the elevation of the 100-year flood, is 8 feet at this location. The site was elevated an additional 5 feet, so that as soon as you get onto the site, you're at 13 feet elevation and 5 feet above the 1% annual flood risk. All of the apartments at the new development are located above parking, so they're an additional story above that 13-foot elevation. All the mechanical and electrical equipment that would otherwise typically be located at the first floor or the basement of a building is instead located on the roof and well out of the flood risk. The envelope of the building has been developed with passive house concepts in mind, with high-performing insulation and materials and high-performing windows. This means that in a power outage during an extreme heat or cold event, the building will remain habitable for longer thanks to better thermal performance of the envelope. The generator on site will also provide backup for things like LED lights and cell phone charging, with each unit receiving an outlet tied to the dedicated backup power source. There's a large generator on site with a 72-hour runtime fuel storage, a large stormwater infiltration tank located underneath a basketball court, and backflow prevention to make sure that if the local sewer and stormwater systems back up, they don't back up into the building. There's also a conditioned community resilience space that during the rest of the year is just the community room for the building. But here, if there's a disaster or another event, this room is conditioned and residents can congregate here, receive help and resources, and in general stay safe without having to leave the site. So thanks for watching. Again, my name is Tom Chase. I'm a Senior Project Manager with New Ecology. Feel free to reach out with any questions or comments to chase@newecology.org. And again, a big thanks to our partners on the project, the City of Stamford and the Stamford 2030 District, and to the grant-making organization, the Connecticut Institute for Resilience and Climate Adaptation.